please subscribe and don't forget to press the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload a new video.
Top story tonight, Axis Bank reporting a quarterly loss for the first time ever since its listing. This on the back of a surge in the number of bad loans, and that is not all. Axis Bank has seen a fourfold rise in its slippages, this on a yearly basis. Provisions, meanwhile, have increased threefold. Ritu joins us now to take us through the fine print of Axis Bank's Q4 numbers. So, Ritu, it is much worse than what the street had expected.
This is the first ever quarterly loss posted by Axis Bank since its listing in 1998, and that is largely on the back of a sharp spike in bad loans for the bank. Gross NPAs jumped to 6.77% versus 5.28% in the previous quarter, and net NPAs to 3.40% versus 2.56% in the previous quarter. Slippages, that is a fresh addition to bad loans in this quarter, was 16,536 crore rupees, almost a fourfold jump from the previous quarter. So sequentially, of this, about 13,938 came from the corporate book. The management also clarified that 40% of the stress in this quarter was because of stress seen in power accounts, and also largely because of RBI's FEP 12 circular on NPA recognition, because of which the bank had gone ahead and recognized a lot of stress in this quarter itself. They do believe the worst is over again, and they do see the end of the NPA recognition cycle as of this quarter. The watch list has also been wound down. It stood at 428 crore rupees as at the end of this quarter. Write-off stood at 3,887 crore rupees. But the question on everyone's mind, and it is something that I posed to Shikha Sharma earlier today, was the reason for her stepping down from the bank amidst all of this. And this is what she had to say in response.
Well, I think lots of things have gone well with the bank, and when I look back over the last 9 years, I've enjoyed being here, and I feel very proud of some of the stuff that we've done, the strengthening of capability across product, across customer, the faith that customers have put in us, which is why we continue to see market share gains in our retail business. I think the acquisition of Inam has got integrated very well, so we have a more balanced corporate book. I'm delighted about my last 9 years, and there's always a time for people to move on, and I thought it's time to move on.
Well, that's Shikha Sharma saying it was time to move on. Poor quarter there. No other way to describe it from Axis Bank. Another big headline from the banking sector. The CBI booking Aircel founder C. Sivasankaran, his 2 companies and 15 IDBI bank officials. This case is related to alleged criminal conspiracy, cheating and corruption leading to an alleged 600 crore rupee default. In fact, IDBI Bank has now issued a statement saying that initiated recovery action in this case in August of 2016. Utkarsh Chaturvedi, who broke that story, joins us now with the details. Utkarsh, coming to you first. Tell us a little bit about the action taken by the CBI so far, and now we've seen the IDBI Bank give a response. Where does this leave things?
So let me have a look at the case first, Shireen. In October 2010, IDBI sanctioned a loan worth 323 crores to a company called Wind OY. Now that loan went NPA in October 2013, and the company filed for bankruptcy in Finland that year itself. Now this company was owned by Siva Group of Companies, whose chairman is C. Sivasankaran. Now another company, which is by the name of Axel Sunshine, a company again owned by the Siva Group of Companies, applied for a loan worth 523 crore rupees in 2014 to IDBI Bank. Now IDBI Bank went ahead and passed that loan. Now what CBI alleges is that the company used the amount to pay the loan of Wind OY and also other group companies. Now CBI believes that this is in violations of the regulatory guidelines of RBI on foreign investments in India. Now an FIR has been taken in this case. IDBI Bank officials, promoters of the company and other group companies are also a part of the FIR. The FIR is filed against 39 individuals in this case, which include C. Sivasankaran, and almost 15 former or current IDBI Bank employees are also a part of the FIR, and some of them are senior names. Let me name some of them. MS Raghavan, then CMD of IDBI, a part of the FIR. BK Batra, then DMD of IBI, a part of the FIR. Mervyn O. Rego, who was then DMD of IDBI and is right now a serving CMD and CEO of Syndicate Bank. Kishore Kharat, who was then the CMD of IDBI and right now is the MD of Indian Bank. And GM Yadwarkar, who was the current Deputy MD of IDBI, is also named in the FIR. Now, interestingly, this case was not referred to CBI by the bank itself, but it was CVC which went ahead and gave this case to CBI. After filing the FIR, CBI went ahead and conducted searches in almost 50 places in 10 cities, which include cities like Delhi, Bombay, Gandhinagar, Chennai, Bangalore, and residents of most of these people as a part in the FIR was also being searched. Now, as you said, IDBI Bank has clarified, and some points they have said is that they have given the loan in 2014, the loan became an NPA in 2015, the loan has been fully provided for, and finally they have initiated recovery actions to recover dues from Axel in August 2016. With that, it's back to you.
All right, Utkarsh, appreciate you joining us. That is the latest there in an alleged 600 crore rupee default matter that the CBI has now registered a case against. Now, the big national story, the government's decision to send back the appointment of Justice Joseph's elevation to the Supreme Court back to the collegium has sparked a controversy. Ashmit Kumar here with more. Ashmit, this is the latest flashpoint between the executive and the judiciary, but this one, it seems very clear that the government doesn't seem to have much support, at least not from the legal luminaries who were supporting the government on the impeachment matter.
The judiciary and the executive are at loggerheads once again. The flashpoint now is over the appointment of two judges to the highest court of the land. That's the Supreme Court. And here's the controversy in a nutshell. The 5-member Supreme Court collegium proposed the names of senior lawyers, that's Indu Malhotra, and Chief Justice of Uttarakhand High Court, that's Justice K.M. Joseph. The government has accepted the appointment only of Indu Malhotra, making her the first female lawyer to directly become a Supreme Court judge. But the recommendation of Justice Joseph has been sent back to the collegium now. The government has argued that there are 11 Chief Justices at various high courts, most senior to him. That's not all. In a letter to the Chief Justice of India, the government argued that the elevation of Justice Joseph would not be fair to the other more senior, more suitable and more deserving judges. Now, a group of lawyers brought this matter before the Supreme Court today, before, in fact, a bench headed by the Chief Justice, and they sought an urgent hearing. The Chief Justice rejected their plea. He refused to stay the elevation of Indu Malhotra, calling it unthinkable. And on Justice Joseph's CJI said that the centre is within its rights to send back the names to the collegium for reconsideration. Now, Congress party has slammed the government's decision on Justice Joseph. Former Finance Minister, in fact, Mr. P. Chidambaram, has said that if the Modi government is above the law, that's the question he's been asking. The law minister, in fact, on the other side, Ravi Shankar Prasad, has hit back at the Congress, saying that the Congress has no moral authority to ask questions. And here is a quick snapshot of what was yet another dramatic day in the corridors of power and the Supreme Court.
सरकार चाहती है कोलिजिमेंट जो भी कहे रिकमेंडेशन हम उसको नजरअंदाज करेंगे.
Congress party has no moral authority or stand to ask questions about dignity of the judiciary from us.
As the law stands, government must go by the collegium. They don't have the final word.
I can give you a number of cases where Congress had delayed the appointment of a judge so that some other judge becomes in seniority.
This is totally irregular and unjustified.
Once this kind of thing starts taking place, then the government is able to play politics to ensure seniority in the Supreme Court.
And you can catch that special discussion only on India Business Hour. That's coming up for you at 9 p.m. Some of the best legal voices on the show, where we discuss the road ahead. Time for a break, but coming up, another CNBC TV18 exclusive tonight.
If Honorable NCLTs have disposed of 2,000 matters in the last 1 year, I don't see that they would not be able to handle.
The Company Law Tribunal is more than capable of handling the litigation due to the RBI's new rules on stressed assets, says the chairman of the Bankruptcy Board of India, MS Sahu. That exclusive when we return. The US government's visa curbs are disappointing. That is how Commerce Minister Suresh Prabhu has responded to the Trump administration's plan to scrap spouse work visas for H-1B holders. Now, speaking on the sidelines of an event organized by the American Chamber of Commerce, the Commerce Minister said that he was taking up the issue with the US government. He also added that he hopes the US government will understand India's concerns.
We have already communicated to them that we would like to have the reality put into perspective, that Indian companies working in the US also contributed significantly to the growth of US economy. So the IT professionals working in the US have helped US economy also to grow, because that has improved productivity, that has brought in more improvement in the services. So we feel that US must understand this concern of India. We have already taken up this issue with US.
Well, that's the Commerce Minister on the proposed H-1B visa restrictions. Now, there is general agreement across the the IT sector that we need more technology talent, and I'm hopeful that we will find balance on the visa issue that will allow the flow of talent across borders. That's the reaction from Cisco's chairman and CEO Chuck Robbins on the issue of visa restrictions being planned by the US. In that conversation, the Cisco chief also shared some details of his M&A blueprint, possibly even include India, and said that Cisco is game for startup acquisitions. One of the things that India is concerned about is the visa restrictions that the US is deciding to impose on the H-1B. Does that impact a company like yours? Will it have a meaningful impact if these restrictions come through?
Well, we, like everybody else, I mean, there's obviously a shortage of talent all around the world. I think that's clear. It really doesn't matter what country you go to, although India has a prevalent number of engineers here, but if you go to a lot of the more developed countries, I think there's a general agreement that we need more technology talent. So I actually think that, and I'm optimistic, that we will find a place that is a good balance, that's rational, that will allow for, you know, the flow of talent across the borders, and I actually do believe that we'll get to a resolution that's good for all of us.
Okay, you believe that there will be a resolution. I want to go back
I'm the
to
eternal
that's why I want to go back to Davos, and you said it was a little bit like utopia, and it was, because you know, everyone feels that things are on the mend and headed in one direction. And when the consensus says that we're headed in one direction, often we've seen that it's been wrong. M&A, is that going to continue to be an aggressive strategy that you pursue? I mean, that's what you've done since 2015 when you took over. Is that going to continue to be a big driver for you?
Well, we've done, if you look at our strategy for creating innovation in our solutions, we still spend a huge amount of money in R&D. You know, it's close to $6 billion a year, and we brought out some phenomenal innovation that's been built inside the company over the last couple of years. Some of it right here in India. One of the things I have to call out for our teams is we had this breakthrough around encrypted traffic analytics, where we can actually determine when there's malware inside encrypted traffic without decrypting it.
Okay.
And a lot of that innovation was done by engineers right here in India, so we're excited about that. So that's the first pillar, is our own internal R&D. The second is our M&A capacity, and we'll continue to leverage that for new market entry, where markets are moving in a different direction, and we've been very active there. But the third, I think, is equally important today, is particularly as we look at the fourth industrial revolution, IoT, whatever phrase you'd like to use, is this notion of partnerships.
Yeah.
Because bringing together industrial players and technology players as an example to solve problems. So in classic technology partnerships, we have a deep, deep partnership with Apple, where we've done some co-development to create innovation for our customers. We have partnership with Google. We also have partnerships with Rockwell and others. So, you know, those are the three big ones. And then the fourth that's emerging is we're doing a lot of co-design work with our customers. So having our customers very active in the iterative development process, and that's been one that really has helped us speed up our innovation and deliver products that our customers really care about.
Well, Cisco continues to be excited about the India opportunity. From one exclusive to another, MS Sahu, the chairman of the Bankruptcy Board, is confident that the insolvency tribunals are capable of handling the potentially large number of cases that may hit these courts following the RBI's latest rules. The RBI had ordered in February that all bad loans over 2,000 crore rupees must be resolved or taken to the insolvency courts in 6 months. Sahu says this won't be tough since the NCLT has handled about 2,000 cases in the past 1 year. Take a look.
Chances are that on the clock started ticking on March 1st, and on September 1st, a bunch of cases will come. Now, already the previous 30 cases, only 3 have been registered. Do you think the NCLT system will be able to take this load?
No, these are only addition by a number of 10, 20, 30, 50. As I told, 700 have been admitted. 3 times of that have been dismissed by rescind orders. For NCLT, whether it is a default of 10,000 crore or 1 lakh rupees, the effort at the part of NCLT is almost same. And particularly, as I told you, at the initial admission stage, things are very fairly streamlined. People do not find any, because matters are sorted out, what is a dispute, whether a dispute pre-existed, who is a financial creditor, who is an operational creditor, whether he has given a notice, all those have been sorted out now. So that's why the admission process is fairly simpler now.
My question is only with respect to the banking system. The first 12 cases are, they're still getting resolved. One hopes that by May all of them will get resolved. The next batch of 30 which were brought in December, only 3 of the 30 have been admitted, not 30 maybe, of the 28, only 3 have been admitted. Even that backlog is not over. And then on September 1st, we are going to get probably a bunch of cases which are over 2,000 crore. That may be many more than 30. Do you think the system can take that?
Absolutely. But I am saying this, see the track record. This is just another 30 number, another 100 number.
Okay.
If honorable NCLTs have disposed of 2,000 matters in the last 1 year, I don't see that they would not be able to handle if there is. And I'm sure definitely many more cases, as we think that all the cases having outstanding will move here, many will be sorted out before that time.
Okay.
All will not reach NCLT.
Well, that's MS Sahu there, the chairman of the Bankruptcy Board, saying that the NCLTs have a capacity to take on more cases. With that, it's time for us to wrap up this edition of What's Up. Thanks for watching. Don't go anywhere. Next up, we turn our focus to the Lal Street. A late surge on expiry days of the markets, ending the April series on a high. Markets Today talk back when we return.